Okay, so once again, good afternoon to all. We will start our today's
Good
discussion.
afternoon, sir.
Okay. So in last lecture, we have seen about the potential divider biasing. Okay. So we have just introduced to this concept. Last lecture, actually, we have seen what is biasing and types of biasing, and we have stated that out of all four biasing styles, uh, this is particular important one, and it is discussed in your syllabus also. So we will start today's discussion now. So potential divider biasing, as we have seen in last lecture, that this is most widely used method of biasing. In this method, there are two resistors R1 and R2, and this arrangement of R1 and R2 is responsible for the division of the potential, total potential VCC. Some portion of VCC is dropping across this particular resistor, and some is dropping across this R2. So that's why R1 and R2 together forms a voltage divider arrangement, and that's why the biasing is called as potential divider or voltage divider, one and the same. Okay, and we have also seen that we required this particular voltage, that is voltage across R2, voltage dropped across R2. It is important. So why it is important? Because voltage across R2 is nothing but, if you see, it is giving forward bias to the transistor. It is forward biasing voltage given to the transistor. Okay, so we will see in today's lecture the specifics related to this. Now in circuit analysis, there are two methods actually. So it is important that you should be able to understand both the methods. Procedure is same only. We have to find the value of VCE, that is collector emitter voltage, है ना, कहाँ पे होता है VCE? This is your VCE, and output current is IC. So generally in any circuit, what is the required what is required is you should be able to find out the values of output current. So in this case, output current is collector current, and output voltage is collector to emitter voltage. So we are doing the circuit analysis in order to find out the value of IC, or in order to get the formula for IC and VC. So in method 1, what we have done is, you can read it here, that let current flowing through R1 is taken as I1. So let's say now R1 and R2 is connected between VCC and ground, right? R1 and R2 is connected between VCC and ground. So there will be current flowing from positive to negative, from large potential to positive potential to negative potential, or from higher potential to lower potential. Always remember, current will always flow from higher potential to lower potential. So in this case, direction will be like this. Let's say I1 is the current flowing through R1. Okay, now I1 will go up to this particular point, and at this particular point, what is happening? It is getting diverted into two branches. One branch is here, that is, this current is nothing but IB. Pardon my annotation. Okay, so this current component is IB, and again this is also another current component. So I1 जो आपका आता है, at this particular point, it is getting diverted into two more components. Okay, but in this case, we know that base current is very small. We have seen in the construction of transistor itself that there were very few majority carriers in base, and also base was very thin. So that's why we know that base current is very small, but it will have some value. But in this analysis method, what we have done that we are approximating that our base current is approximately equals to 0. Okay, so now what happens if you approximate that IB equals to 0, then there will be no current flowing through this particular branch, right? So no current flowing through this particular branch means what? Total आपका I1 जो आया था from flowing from R1, ये जो I1 था, it will completely flow through the R2 because no current is flowing through this branch. Why no current is flowing through this branch? Because we have approximated that IB equals to 0. Okay, so method 1 you can remember it as approximation method. ऐसा कोई नाम नहीं है बट आप ऐसे ध्यान में रख सकते. Why approximation method? Because in this particular method you have approximated IB equal to 0. Okay, I hope this point is clear to you. Now I1 current component I1 will flow from R1 as well as R2. तो ये I1 फ्लो होगा R1 R2 से जाके फिर ग्राउंड में चला जाए. Okay, so now total current, suppose I have to find out the I1. So I1 is nothing but current flowing from R1 and R2. So total resistance क्या हो जाएगा? R1 plus R2, and potential is VCC, and by using Ohm's law we know that V equals to IR. So current is nothing but voltage divided by resistance. So here see, this current component I1 can be determined as voltage across it, that is VCC, divided by total resistance, that is R1 plus R2. So this is the simple formula for I1. But in earlier slide we have seen that we are not worried about, or we are not interested in this particular voltage drop, है ना, ये कुछ काम का नहीं है. But we are interested in voltage drop across R2, means we are interested in this particular voltage drop across R2, या फिर let's say R2 के across का voltage drop, we will say it is V2. So you can measure V2 by these two terminals, right? इसके across मतलब R2 के resistor के across आपका V2 मिलेगा आपको. So we are interested in this particular thing. So that's why we will find out what is the value of V2. So now how will you find out what is the value of V2? Now we know that V2 is nothing but a voltage across R2. So voltage drop across R2 is equals to current flowing through that particular resistor and the value of that resistor. Simple Ohm's law है ना. ये resistor की value क्या है? R2, and current component कौन सा flow हो रहा है? I1. So V2 will be equals to I1 into R2. Okay, so now I am just putting this particular value of I1 into this equation. जो I1 की वैल्यू है VCC डिवाइडेड बाय R1 प्लस R2, ये मैं यहाँ पे पुट करता हूँ, एंड फाइनली आई विल गेट दिस इक्वेशन that V2 is nothing but V2 equals to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by VCC. Okay, it is very simple. We have first approximated base current equal to 0, right? Then base current, if base current is 0, that means no current is flowing through this particular branch. So that means total I1 is flowing through R2. So voltage across V2 is nothing but I1 into R2. So we have formalized this particular expression. This is important formula. It will be better if you also note it down in your textbook or in your notes. All right. So I hope until this point there is no problem. Just pay a little bit more attention here. So V2 तक आप आ गए. Now we are doing circuit analysis. So in our circuit we know that there are two sides, right? एक input side है, this is your input side, okay, and this is output side, right? So we will apply KVL, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law, to both KV input side as well as output side. Why we are doing this? End product is required that we need formula for IC and VC. ये आपका एम है, आउटपुट करंट और आउटपुट वोल्टेज आपको निकालना है, उसके लिए फॉर्मूला वी आर डिराइविंग इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एनालिसिस, ठीक है? तो आप डायरेक्ट इसकी वैल्यू नहीं निकाल सकते, सो दैट्स व्हाई यू हैव टू फर्स्ट एनालाइज इनपुट साइड and then we will go for the output side. So okay, until V2 it is clear. Now we are applying KVL, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law, to the input side. So I have already stated you what is Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that in any loop, suppose I am considering this loop, you know, so in any loop the algebraic sum of voltage drop will be equal to 0. This is Kirchhoff's voltage law. The loop is necessary, okay? So you can see here it is forming one loop. So we are applying KVL to this particular loop. Now how many voltage drops are there, or how many voltage components are there? So let's say I am moving like this, okay? So this direction of your applying KVL is also very important, because depending on that direction आपके notations, आपके signs change होंगे. All right. So we will now indicate the polarities of our voltage drops first. So now we know that current always flows from positive to negative. So I1 is flowing from positive to negative. So this drop must be like this. This is positive, this is negative. Okay. Then second, इस लूप में क्या है, वोल्टेज का सोर्स कौन सा, सप्लाई है, या फिर ड्रॉप कहाँ पे हो रहा है वोल्टेज, VB, दैट इज बेस एमीटर वोल्टेज, है ना, 0.7 रहता है वो. Polarity will be plus here and minus here. Why? Because we know that this is NPN transistor. This is your N and this is P. So that's why P positive and negative. Then again one more resistor is there. So resistor रहा मतलब voltage will drop across it. So again current will always flows from positive to negative. Current कैसे जा रहा है देखो, in this direction, downward direction. So that's why ये हो जाएगा आपका positive and this one becomes negative. So voltage drop across RE is nothing but VE. You can observe here. Okay. So now we understood that there are three drops across this particular loop. Now we will take the algebraic sum, right? So this direction is very important. We are moving in this particular direction. Okay. And what we will observe that ये जो polarity है आपकी, वो लास्ट में कौन सी polarity आती है, that is very important. We are moving like this, okay? We have applied KVL like this. So we are moving from minus to plus. So आपको कौन सा पोलैरिटी लेना है, माइनस नहीं लोगे आप, लास्ट वाला लोगे, ठीक है? So in this direction we are moving, so we are, पहले माइनस आता है उसके बाद में प्लस. So that's why the polarity, that is voltage drop across R2, is nothing but V2. We have taken it as V2. So V2 की पॉजिटिव साइन आएगी यहाँ पे. So whenever there is no sign, it is nothing but a positive only. Okay. Okay. So we are moving like this again. Plus V2 हो गया. उसके बाद में VB component is there. But what will be the polarity? First plus आता है, उसके बाद में minus. So you have to observe the last sign. Okay. So again last sign is minus. Why? And last sign is given by your this direction. Okay. You can apply the reverse direction also. There is no harm. There is no problem. but depending on that the polarity will be changed. फाइनली आपको एक ही मिलेगा एक्सप्रेशन. ठीक है. ओके, तो V2 प्लस हो गया, VB विल बी माइनस, so minus VB is there. And again third drop is drop across RE, so again plus minus, we are moving in this direction, so last sign is minus, so again minus VE. This is the total algebraic sum equal to 0. This is your Kirchhoff's voltage law. I hope this is clear to you. If you are having any problem with this application of KVL, then you can ask me right away. And also let me know if you understood it completely. Because it is very important, okay? KVL, KCL is very important in electronics. Okay. कोई problem है? Shall we move ahead? Okay, understood. So the next step is, this is our equation. We have got this particular expression V2 minus VB minus VB. So I am arranging this particular equation in terms of V2. So I have just taken all other parameters on the right hand side. VB को भी इधर भेज दिया तो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा, VE भी इधर भेज दिया तो पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. So finally I am getting V2 equals to VB plus VE. But we know that VE is nothing but voltage drop across RE. So you can write VE as IE into RE by applying simple Ohm's law. है ना? Voltage across this particular resistor is nothing but current flowing through it and the value of resistor. Okay, so finally what we'll get, and again I am in last step, I am arranging this particular above equation in terms of IE, because I am interested in current component of IE, so that's why the whole equation I have written in this format. तो सिंपल मैथमेटिक्स मैनिपुलेशन है. ये जो वी बी था वो मैंने यहाँ पे भेज दिया V2 के साइड में, सो इट विल बिकम माइनस वी बी, सो V2 माइनस वी बी. इन दिस साइड देयर वाज आई आर ई, सो आर ई भेज दिया इन दिस डायरेक्शन, सो हेंस इट बिकम्स आर ई. ऑलराइट, so we got this expression of IE, that is emitter current. Now in the next slide, now we know what we know, that collector current is approximately equal to IE. है ना? आपके पास इक्वेशन था कि एमिटर करंट इज इक्वल्स टू बेस करंट प्लस कलेक्टर करंट. आपने अप्रोक्सीमेट क्या किया है, दैट बेस करंट इज 0. so when base current becomes 0, then your IC will be equal to I, one and the same, right? So that's why here in this particular expression, जो I का equation था ना in earlier slide, in next slide the same equation will be of IC also. So again it is also very important and you can remember or note it down. Actually complete process is important, so you must follow me thoroughly. And if you are not understanding any point, then please ask me. So we got the expression for, or we got the formula for IC now. I hope this much is clear to you. Now we will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the output side. Which is output side? This is your output side. Okay. So on this particular output slide, output side, we need to find out, चलो IC तो निकल गया. Now we need to find out the formula for VCE. So now again we will apply KVL to the output side. Now which is the output side? We will apply KVL to this particular branch. अब आप बोलोगे सर यहाँ पे तो लूप ही नहीं है, यहाँ पे लूप था, यहाँ पे नहीं है. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर सप्लाई और ग्राउंड के बीच में, है ना, सप्लाई में भी एक ग्राउंड रहता है. ओके, तो मैंने पहले की लेक्चर में भी बताया था. सो दिस VCC इज नथिंग बट लाइक दिस, पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल एंड निगेटिव टर्मिनल इज ग्राउंड, और ये पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल आपके यहाँ पे रजिस्टर ऐसा रहता है. ठीक है. सो फ्रॉम दिस ग्राउंड टू दिस ग्राउंड, ग्राउंड ग्राउंड मीन्स वन पॉइंट. लूप मतलब क्या? जिसका स्टार्टिंग और एंड पॉइंट एक ही है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज लूप. सो हेंस वी आर अप्लाइंग लूप at the output. Okay, now again we have to proceed with the same steps. तो जब भी आप KVL लगाते हो, what you want to do, you need to first decide the polarity of the voltage drops. So now how many voltage drops are there? So voltage drop will be there across RC. We know that current component IC is flowing downward direction, in downward direction. That means the polarity will be, polarity of drop across, voltage drop across RC will be plus minus, because current always flows from positive to negative. Remember this. Again we have, this is collector terminal, this is emitter terminal. So voltage across it is nothing but VC. Now what will be the voltage drop across VC? VC का drop कैसे होगा? Polarity C will be positive and E will be negative. Okay. Now next drop will be again across RE. Again same, positive, negative. So we have find out the polarity, है ना. और मैंने बता ही दिया था VCC कैसे होता है, पहले नेगेटिव और देन पॉजिटिव. ऑलराइट. So suppose we have applied in this direction. Let me just redraw it for you. ऐसा रहता है ना, this is ground and this VCC is connected to this particular point. So we have applied our KVL from this ground to this particular ground in this direction, downward direction, right? So यहाँ पे भी polarity will be like this, plus and then minus, sorry, minus and then plus. So now you observe here, you have to just now collect the terms, collect the voltage drops with their sign. So what will be the VCC? VCC की sign रहेगी positive. Why? Because positive is the last sign. So VCC is positive here. Then again drop across RC, in polarity it will be minus, because you have to observe the last sign. Okay, प्लस के बाद माइनस आता है, और ये लास्ट क्यू है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस डिरेक्शन, वी आर मूविंग इन डाउनवर्ड डिरेक्शन, दैट्स वाई लास्ट साइन विल बी माइनस. सो दिस ड्रॉप बिकम माइनस ICRC. Okay, again VC will be also minus because last sign is minus. So again minus ICRC minus VC and minus IERE equal to 0. So this is how we have applied KVL to this particular output site. Okay, I hope this much is understood to you. And then we have gathered, we have arranged this particular expression in terms of VC, because I want the formula for VC, right? So I have taken VC at one end, at one side, and remaining all terms are in another side. So VC जब मैं दूसरे साइड में भेज दूंगा तो it will become positive like this. Now again we know that IC, here you can see ICRC and IERE, but we know that IC and IE are approximately equal, right? Because this method 1 is nothing but approximate analysis. Why it is called as approximate analysis? Because we have approximated that base current is 0. So when your base current becomes 0, IC will be equal to IE. So I am replacing this particular IE by IC. Okay. So then I am taking the common from these two terms, minus IC is taken as common. तो माइनस आई सी जब कॉमन ले लूंगा तो क्या रहेगा ब्रैकेट में आर सी प्लस आर ई. Okay, in this way we are getting final output expression for collector to emitter voltage, that is VCE, which will be equal to VCC minus IC in bracket RC plus RE. And this is the end of your first method, circuit analysis ki first method. If you are having any problem, you can ask me. I will stop here for a couple of minutes. Just go through once again. Just observe it. Okay. So I hope it is clear to you now. Then we will move towards the second method. And this method is nothing but using Thevenin's theorem. We are using Thevenin theorem in this particular method of circuit analysis. Okay. And again, first method was like approximation, but you can remember this method as exact circuit analysis. Okay, why exact? Because in this case we will be finding the value of IB also. In this case we are not approximating IB equal to 0. Okay, so that's why it will give you exact value of IB. I hope the difference is clear to you. All right, so what we will do in this method, in this method, suppose this again same circuit I have given, method 1 में भी यही circuit किया था. So in this particular method you have to first find out the equivalent circuit for your given circuit. This is your given circuit. R1 R2 की arrangement है potential divider की. Okay, then you have to first convert it into the equivalent Thevenin's equivalent circuit. अभी change क्या है? If you observe output side, so output side is same on both the cases. You can observe here, right? There is no change in the output side. So change is only at the input side. In this case there was R1 and R2. In this case there is only RTH, only one resistance, that is Thevenin's equivalent resistance RTH. Similarly, one equivalent voltage source is also there. In earlier case we have seen here V2, so this V2 is nothing but a VTH, that is Thevenin's voltage. Okay, so this is the simple इंट्रोडक्शन टू दिस पर्टिकुलर थ्योरम. मतलब आप क्या करोगे, जो भी आपको सर्किट गिवन है, यू विल फर्स्ट फाइंड इट्स RTH, you will first find its RTH and VTH, and then you will do the circuit analysis afterwards. Okay, So now what is Thevenin's theorem? So Thevenin's theorem is basically, it states that it is possible to simplify any linear circuit, no matter how complex it is, to an equivalent circuit with just a single voltage source and series resistance RTH connected to the load. So what it is, its meaning is, if in your circuit there are multiple voltage source or multiple resistance and it is very complex structure, बहुत ज़्यादा वोल्टेज सोर्स भी है, सपोज एक से ज़्यादा है ना, और रेजिस्टेंस भी बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो थेवेनिन थ्योरम क्या बताता है कि यू कैन फाइंड आउट सिर्फ इक्विवेलेंट सर्किट जिसमें सिर्फ एक ही वोल्टेज सोर्स रहेगा, दैट विल बी VTH, and only one resistance will be there which is in series with the voltage source, that is RTH. Okay, so basically it is giving you a simplified circuit. It is the method in which you are making your complex circuit into simplified circuit. So that is the Thevenin's theorem. You might have studied Thevenin's theorem in basic electronic courses. Okay, so now first method is to find out the value of VTH and RTH. So this is the formula for VTH and RTH. So I have already told you VTH is nothing but, in earlier case we have find out V2, जो V2 था ना earlier case में, that is nothing but your VTH. Same formula is there, R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by VCC, है ना, earlier case में same formula था. Just let me show it for you guys. See here, this is in method 1, V2 equals to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into VCC. Same problem, same formula is here also. So V2 and VTH are nothing but equal. But here the extra component is RTH resistor. So RTH is nothing but a parallel combination of R1 parallel to R2. ये जो आपके R1 R2 थे ना यहाँ पे, तो इसका पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन या फिर पैरेलल इक्विवेलेंट जो आएगा, दैट विल बी योर RTH. ओके, सो अगेन यू नो दिस फॉर्मूला. एक्चुअली पैरेलल में क्या होता है, 1/R1 प्लस 1/R2. तो R1 इंटू R2 डिवाइडेड बाय R1 प्लस R2 आ जाएगा, है ना. एक्चुअल में कैसा होता है, सपोज यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द पैरेलल इक्विवेलेंट, देन यू हैव टू do this particular step. 1/RTH will be equal to 1/R1 plus 1/R2. I hope this is very basic and you should know it, how to find out parallel resistance. Otherwise you can remember this formula, product of the resistor divided by addition of the resistor. Alright, now again same process. We have find out first VTH and RTH, then again we will apply KVL to the input side and apply KVL to the output side. Same process है. तो अभी we are applying KVL to the input side. Okay, so again I am applying KVL in this direction. ये जो loop है ना, from ground to ground, I can, ground to ground is nothing but one particular, एक ही point होगा ना, ground is nothing but it represents only one point. Suppose मैंने ऐसा join कर दिया, है ना, तो अभी ये loop की तरह दिख भी रहा है. So now I am applying KVL in this direction. So now whenever I am applying KVL in this direction, your first work is to assign the polarity. Alright, so here polarity is already like this, so this becomes positive, this becomes negative. Again base current is flowing like this, so base current will always flows from, or any current for that matter will flow from positive to negative. VBA की polarity is already given, positive and negative. and again finally the drop across RE is nothing but positive. So there are total 4 voltage drops here in this loop, and now we will collect it and write it according to their sign. So we are moving like this. So for VTH, the last sign is plus. So VTH will be positive. So next drop is drop across RTH. So last sign is minus. So the drop will be current flowing through RTH multiplied by RTH, means IB multiplied by RTH. ड्रॉप चाहिए ना आपको. Okay, then again third one is your VB. Again you can observe we are moving like this, so last sign is minus, so VB is also minus, and IERE, this drop is also minus, minus IERE equal to 0. In this way we have applied KVL to the input side. Now we are interested in VTH. So I have arranged this particular expression in terms of VTH. VTH एक साइड में ले लिया, बाकी सारे टर्म्स दूसरे साइड में. You can observe here all these terms are taken on the right hand side, so that's why they are becoming positive, positive, positive. Again one change is there, I is replaced by IC, because we know that IC is approximately equal to I, right? So that's why IE ये replace कर दिया IC से. Now again in this step and in this step there is this change only, other terms are same. So now IC I have we have discussed in I think last session और उसके पहले डिस्कस किया होगा that बीटा है ना, वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग कॉमन एमिटर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. सो कॉमन एमिटर कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में ऑलवेज बीटा इज नथिंग बट योर करंट गेन. बीटा इज नथिंग बट आउटपुट करंट IC divided by input current. Input current is IB. So this relation is very much important. So we have this equation. So from this equation we can say that IC is equal to beta times IB. So hence I have replaced this particular IC by beta times IB. Okay. ये मैनिपुलेशन क्यों किया है? बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट द फॉर्मूला इन टर्म्स ऑफ IB. बेस करंट चाहिए ना, यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द फॉर्मूला फॉर बेस करंट, राइट? So again I am repeating this for you because very small changes are there. So in this case all signs were minus, I have taken it on another other side and I have replaced IE by IC, because we know that I is approximately equals to IC. And again we have this particular equation relation where beta is the current gain, and hence we have replaced this IC by beta times IB. Now I will collect IB from this term and this term. So VB मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया, VB plus IB is taken as common, beta times RE इस term में remaining है, plus RTH is remaining of this particular term. So final equation I am getting at in terms of VTH is like this. VTH equals to VB plus IB into beta times RE plus RTH. Now I am interested in IB, so I will again arrange my expression in terms of IB. So मैंने VB अदर साइड में है ना, दूसरे साइड में भेज दिया, so it becomes VTH minus VB and this particular term will be again at the denominator when it goes into the other side. So ये पूरी की पूरी term denominator में आ गई. Simple mathematical manipulations are there. Okay. So I hope you got this particular point. And finally we got the formula for base current IB. Okay. Suppose I have taken beta common from this denominator, then what I will get? बीटा सपोज मैंने कॉमन निकाला है ना, बीटा कॉमन निकल गया, यहाँ पे फर्स्ट टर्म रहेगा आई आर ई रहेगा, और यहाँ पे आएगा फिर डिनोमिनेटर में बीटा, बीटा अगर कॉमन लिया तो, राइट। एंड वी नो दैट आई सी इज नथिंग बट बीटा टाइम्स आई बी। तो ये जो बीटा है ना, सपोज मैंने ये आई बी की वैल्यू मल्टीप्लाइड बाय बीटा किया, क्योंकि आई सी इज नथिंग बट बीटा टाइम्स आई बी। तो इस आई बी के जगह पे मैंने अगर ये वैल्यू डाल दिया, आई हैव पुट दिस वैल्यू here, then this beta and this denominator beta bit will get cancelled, and you will get the remaining term, that is VTH minus VB RE plus RTH divided by VB, this equation. Okay, so in this way we got the formula for, or the expression for, collector current IC, which is VTH, that is Thevenin's voltage, Thevenin's equivalent voltage, minus VB divided by RE plus RTH divided by beta. Now if you observe the difference between, or if you compare IC of this method and IC of earlier method, then you will realize only one change is there. Okay, what is the change? देखो यहाँ पे ये ना, I will go back few slides, so you can observe here. यहाँ पे IC देखो, न्यूमरेटर V2 माइनस VB है, तो मैंने पहले ही बोला V2 is nothing but same as VTH, so numerator is same in both cases, right? V2 minus VB, here VTH minus VB. Now about denominator, this is RE plus RTH divided by beta. Now here it was only RE, now here it was only, in denominator there was only RE. So now you got the difference, मतलब जो IC by, we have calculated IC by method 1, and now this is IC for method 2. The only difference is this term, it is RTH divided by beta. So generally this term is very small, है ना, मतलब हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे, why, what is the difference between two methods? तो जनरली ये जो टर्म है वो बहुत छोटी रहती है, स्मॉल रहती है. सो इन अर्लियर केस, इन मेथड 1, there was no, you have neglected this term, so that's why it was called as approximate analysis, but here we have considered this, so that's why it becomes exact analysis. And also you will get the value of base current IB in this analysis. So if a problem, a question comes, right, suppose circuit given A of voltage divider, you have find out that this is voltage divider biasing problem, and they have asked you to find the base current, then which method you will apply, method 1 or method 2? Anyone?
मेथड 1।
बेस करंट कैलकुलेट करने को बोला है, तो कौन सा करोगे आप, मेथड 1 की मेथड 2?
2।
राइट, 2, क्योंकि मेथड 1 में तो आपने ही अप्रोक्सीमेट किया कि आई बी इक्वल्स टू 0, so how will you get the value, right? So if in question the value of IB is to be find out, then you shall go with the method 2. So remember this is the first point. और अगेन आपके अगर क्वेश्चन में बीटा की वैल्यू गिवन है ना, मेथड 1 में बीटा का कैलकुलेशन आया था क्या पार्ट? कहीं पे भी नहीं आया था. जस्ट लेट मी गो बैक कपल ऑफ स्लाइड्स. मेथड 1 में जा रहा है, ओके, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज. So in method 1 there was nowhere you can see the beta term here. In this slide also there is no beta, in this slide also there is no beta. और अगर आपके क्वेश्चन में बीटा गिवन है, so that means again you have to go with the method 2. तो ये दो डिफरेंस ध्यान में रखो. सपोज इन योर क्वेश्चन द वैल्यू ऑफ बीटा इज नॉट गिवन एंड IB की वैल्यू भी नहीं पूछा है. दे हैव ओनली आस्क यू द वैल्यू ऑफ IC एंड VC. देन यू कैन गो विद द फर्स्ट मेथड. यू हैव टू गो विद द फर्स्ट मेथड बिकॉज बीटा की वैल्यू गिवन नहीं है ना. तो सेकेंड मेथड में आपको बीटा लगेगा ना, राइट. So without beta you cannot proceed. So in that case you should apply the approximate analysis method, that is method 1. और अगर बीटा गिवन है और बेस करंट निकालना है तो you should go with the method 2. We will solve a same problem based on this, but उसके पहले ये कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं एनालिसिस. ओके, सो आई होप यहाँ तक कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा आपको. सेम प्रोसेस है, जस्ट डिफरेंस मैंने बता दिया आपको दोनों में, राइट. ओनली डिफरेंस इज RTH यहाँ पे एक्स्ट्रा आ गया, सो दैट्स वाई RTH की टर्म एक्स्ट्रा आ गई. यू कैन रिमेंबर लाइक दिस. सो द डिफरेंस इज ओनली इन द इनपुट साइड. इफ यू ऑब्जर्व आउटपुट साइड, applying KVL to the output side, so there will be no difference at the output side. Why? Because in both circuits output side is one and the same, you know. So same equation and same methods we have applied. So applying KVL to the output side again, this is your output loop. I have already explained it to you. Suppose I have applied KVL on this particular downward direction in this loop. So again same यहाँ पे भी VCC पॉजिटिव आएगा, then this drop will be minus ICRC, then this is VC plus minus VC, and last one is this plus minus I into RE. Same है. Okay, again I have collected the term VC on one side and remaining terms are taken on another side. So I am getting this particular equation. Again I know that, or we know that IC is approximately equal to IE. So this VC, final formula for the VC for method 2 will become VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. It is exactly equal to the formula of VC for method 1 also. Okay, just again we will take a look. Method 1, see, this is the formula for method 1. VC equals to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. And same is repeated here. VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. So I hope both methods are clear to you. If you are having any problem, then you can ask me. Okay. Otherwise, we will take example, very small example. Okay. So same example से दोनों एक ही problem we will solve by using two methods, both methods, and we will see what is the difference. Okay. So now same example have been discussed for method 1 as well as method 2. Okay, so this is your problem statement that the circuit shown in the figure uses silicon transistor. So silicon transistor will give you the value of VBE. Always remember, for silicon VBE क्या होता है आपका? It is given as 0.7. We have discussed in earlier session. For silicon transistor VBE is 0.7 volt. If it is given then it is good, है ना. अगर given है तो you can use that particular value. If it is not given then you have to use this value by default, VB equal to 0.7 volt in case of silicon. In case of germanium transistor, VB is 0.3. Okay, VB is 0.3 volt. Okay, so silicon transistor, find out the values of VCE and IC. So now in by reading the problem itself, you are getting the idea that nowhere it is mentioned that you need to find out the base current. Base current नहीं पूछा है, first point. Second point, beta is also not given. Okay, तो ये आपके लिए दो पॉइंट्स है जो आप नोट करके which you have to use to choose either to go with the method 1 or method 2. Okay, so here in this case base current is also, they have not asked the base current and they have not also given beta also. So that means this problem can be solved using first method. So all right, we will start it with the first method. So now this is the circuit. Again the values are given. R1 is 6 kilo ohm, R2 is 3 kilo ohm, VCC is 15 volt, RC is 470 ohm. Okay, remember this is 470 ohm, not kilo ohm. Then RE is 1 kilo ohm. So this circuit is given. Now you need to find out for method 1. For method 1 you need to find out V2 first. V2 is nothing but voltage drop across R2. Okay, मतलब ये दो पॉइंट के बीच में का वोल्टेज. So we know the formula for V2. V2 is nothing but R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So here you have to just put the values and get your answer. So R2 is nothing but 3 kilo ohm. So 3 kilo ohm divided by 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9 kilo ohm. So 3 divided by 9 is nothing but 1 divided by 3. So 15 divided by 3 will be 5 volt. So the value of V2 will be 5 volt. Okay. Now again same process you have to apply. But remember, suppose आपके प्रॉब्लम एग्जाम में प्रॉब्लम आया ये on potential divider biasing, then you should understand this that the marks will be on the application of KVL also. तो आप अगर ये फॉर्मूला रट के गए है ना, if you have applied the formula directly, then it is not actually required, means it is not expected. So you have to follow the procedure only. Okay, the same procedure you have to follow while solving the problem also. You can derive this formula, just एक दो बार आप ट्राई करके देखो तो आपको ये आ जाएगा. क्या करना है, कुछ भी नहीं, यू हैव टू अप्लाई अगेन केवीएल टू द इनपुट साइड. इस लूप में केवीएल लगा देना, केवीएल लगा देना, पोलैरिटी असाइन कर लेना, प्लस माइनस and this is also plus minus. Then you have to collect the terms and remember the last sign. So you will get this particular expression, V2 minus VB minus V. Again we know that V is nothing but IERE. So you will get this particular formula. Now once you got this formula, then you have to just put the value and get the answer. So V2 is 5, VBE is taken as 0.7. Okay, because silicon transistor we are using. So IE is nothing but 4.3 milliampere. So be cautious about the unit also. Here it is 1 kilo. So 1 kilo stands for 1 into 10 to the power 3. तो ये 10 टू द पावर 3 जब ऊपर जाएगा तो क्या होगा, 10 टू द पावर -3. एंड 5 minus 0.7 is nothing but 4.3 milliampere. Okay, so in this way you can solve this particular problem. You got the value of IE. Now we know that IE is nothing but IC is approximately equal to I. मतलब आपका आईसी की वैल्यू भी हो जाएगी 4.3 मिली एम्पियर. Okay, so I will take just 5 more minutes of yours. Sorry for that in advance, but we shall finish this particular problem. I will also forward this slide to you just after the our lecture. Just go through it. If you are having any problem in any steps, then you can ask me. Okay, I got some queries. For germanium 0.5 or 0.3. 0.3. So in earlier session there was one mistake from my side. Okay, so 0.3. For germanium it is 0.3, and for silicon it is 0.7. Okay, then again same process you have to follow, applying KVL to the output side. So we have already done it, VCC minus ICRC minus VC minus IRE. So at the end you will get this particular formula, right? So once you got this formula, you have to put the values and get the answers. So it is already given, VCC is 15 volt, IC की वैल्यू आपने फाइंड आउट की यहाँ पे 4.3 मिली एम्पियर. RC is, see, you have to make sure that whenever you are performing any operation, whether it is addition or subtraction, the unit must be same. Here unit was different, here it was ohm and here it was kilo ohm. So that's why what I have done, I have transformed this ohm into kilo ohm itself here, 0.47 kilo ohm. Okay, so after this particular equation, this particular calculation, you will get the final answer of VC as 8.68 volt. Okay. Okay, so I guess we have to stop here because it will take more time than just 5 minutes. So just same problem in next lecture we will solve same problem by a second method. Okay, same problem by second method we will solve. So I will forward this to you. Just go through it so that आपको थोड़ा समझ में आए, and then we will see what is the difference between two methods. मतलब at the output में आपको difference क्या मिल रहा है, right? So I hope this is very important. This was very important lecture. This was very important discussion. सपोज क्वेश्चन अगर आया, प्रॉब्लम अगर आया तो अराउंड 6-7 मार्क्स का प्रॉब्लम आता है पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर बायसिंग के ऊपर. Okay, then if you are having any problem then you can ask me, otherwise we will conclude our session here.